Have you ever just looked around and wondered if there's some kind of universal playbook for parenting? A set of rules that just works? Well, it turns out, across tons of different cultures and philosophies, the same core ideas keep popping up. So today, we're going to distill all of that wisdom, from legit academic studies to late-night forum deep dives, into one clear, actionable guide. And this whole exploration, it actually kicked off with a really fascinating question I saw on Reddit. Someone asked, why are so many kids in Germany so calm and well-behaved in public? They noticed they almost never saw public tantrums. And when a kid would fall down, they just kind of get back up, no drama. It's a simple observation, right? But it opens up this huge, fascinating conversation. And this quote from that same thread, man, it just hits the nail on the head. A child's reaction is basically a mirror. They fall, and the first thing they do is look at you. They're taking their cues from us. If we gasp and panic, their brain goes, okay, this is a 5-alarm fire. But if we stay calm, we're sending a totally different message. You're okay, you're capable. That tiny moment says so much. Now, this whole idea of being a calm, reassuring presence, it's not just some nice thought from a Reddit thread. It's actually backed by decades of research. It's a huge part of a specific parenting style that time and time again leads to the best outcomes for kids. So let's get into the science behind that calm. It's called authoritative parenting. And the key word here, the magic word, is balance. It's all about having high expectations, clear rules and boundaries, while also being super responsive to your child's needs and feelings. And listen, this isn't about punishment. It's about guidance. It's teaching, not just telling. And to really get what authoritative parenting is, it helps to see what it's not. A lot of people mix it up with authoritarian parenting, but honestly, they're worlds apart. See, both have high demands, but the authoritarian style is low on warmth, low on responsiveness. It's the because I said so, my way or the highway approach. Authoritative, on the other hand, sets firm limits, but with a ton of warmth, respect, and open conversation. And the payoff for getting this balance right? Oh, it's huge. The research is just overwhelmingly clear on this. Kids raised with this style tend to do better in school, they have fewer behavior problems, they've got higher self-esteem, and they even report being happier with their lives later on. This isn't just a lucky guess, it's a super consistent pattern. Okay, so the theory is great, but how do we actually do this stuff in the real world, when there's spaghetti on the ceiling? We've boiled down all the common threads from our sources into 5 practical pillars you can actually use. So here they are, the big 5. 1. Create a positive environment where kids feel safe to explore. 2. Practice mutual respect and connection. 3. Use discipline that's both assertive and consistent. 4. Teach real-life skills and encourage their autonomy. And 5. Build those positive relationships, because that connection is the bedrock for everything else. Let's zoom in on a couple of these. This whole idea of mutual respect is just so central. I love how the positive discipline model puts it. Be kind and firm at the same time. That perfectly captures that balance we're talking about, right? You can validate your child's feelings. I know you're sad to leave the park, while still holding the boundary, but it's time to go home now. It's also why, like in that Reddit thread, a parent might apologize to their child. They're modeling the exact same respect they expect to get back. Then there's creating a positive learning environment. And this is way more than just making sure they don't stick a fork in an outlet. It's about setting up your home to be a place of discovery. It means having books and art supplies around, sure, but it also means changing how we praise them. So instead of just a flat good job, you could say, wow, I really love the way you used so many different colors in that drawing. See the difference? You're celebrating their effort, not just the result. And this brings us right back to where we started. That 4th pillar, fostering autonomy, is a huge reason why those kids in Germany seem so secure. They're trusted with real responsibility from a young age. We're talking walking to the bakery alone or climbing a really tall structure at the playground. And that trust doesn't create reckless kids. It creates capable kids, kids who learn to manage risk and who truly believe in their own abilities. All right, now if there is one single idea that holds all of these pillars together, one thing that every single source screamed from the rooftops, it's consistency. This is the absolute keystone to all of it. So what do we even mean by consistency? It's really simple. Being predictable. It means your child knows what to expect from you. If the rule is no screens before homework is done, that rule is the same on a Tuesday as it is on a Saturday. It means you follow through. If you say we're leaving the park in 5 minutes, you actually leave in 5 minutes. And why is this so incredibly powerful? Because for a child, predictability equals safety.
When their world feels predictable, it feels safe. And when they feel safe, their brains are free to be curious, to learn, to explore. It literally helps wire their brains for success. It builds deep emotional security. And here's the bonus, it dramatically cuts down on power struggles because your kid isn't constantly trying to figure out where the boundaries are today.
The key thing to remember is that consistency isn't about being a rigid robot. It's about being a reliable, sturdy anchor for your child in a world that can feel pretty chaotic. And the impact is just massive. We're talking fewer tantrums, a deeper sense of trust between you, and a kid who can truly grow into their own independence. Okay, but all of this, the authoritative approach, the 5 pillars, being consistent, all of it depends on one final, crucial piece of the puzzle. And this one has absolutely nothing to do with your child. It has everything to do with you. You've heard it a million times, but it's true. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Trying to be a calm, consistent, responsive parent when you are running on fumes is, well, it's pretty much impossible. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's actually a core part of the job. And look, this doesn't have to be some grand, complicated thing. It can be as simple as carving out 15 minutes a day just for you. It can be calling a friend and asking for support when you're overwhelmed, or just practicing a few simple breathing exercises. These are not luxuries, they are essential tools for parenting. And this all leads to a final, really powerful idea: emotional responsibility. Remember the kid falling and looking at their parent? Your reaction is your choice. The kid falling is just a thing that happened. Your feeling about it comes from your thought about it. And when you realize you're in charge of your thoughts, you become that calm, steady presence your child needs. It's the ultimate game changer. So as we wrap this up, the goal here isn't to become some perfect parent overnight. That's not real life. It's about making small, sustainable shifts. So looking at everything we've talked about, just ask yourself this. What's one small, consistent change you could make starting today that could make the biggest difference for your family?